Richard Moore here from 8StepStartup. So I'm doing a tip of the day every day for 30 days. Really simply, these are startup tips that I've learnt from interviewing best-selling authors, professors or company owners. And these people have shared a lot of great insights, but sometimes they're really simple tips, right? And these are things that really make the difference in setting up a business. And it's not all do, it's not all application, it's not all being task orientated with growth and business development. Sometimes you need to take a moment and look at learning and look at actually adding resources and essentially going on courses, seminars and reading and things like that. And it's absolutely true that as a startup business owner you should be reading, and I can't remember who it was. I think it was just someone I'd checked out on LinkedIn recently. He said even if you think you know it all, you shouldn't stop reading, because then suddenly certain parts of your brain aren't going to be firing. So for sure you should be reading every day. I make a point of dipping into books at least 3 times a day, morning, afternoon and evening. And everyone says, yeah, you should definitely be reading. But what I see a lot of with people who do read, even, I mean, this isn't about saying should you read or not. Yes, you should read. But what I see a lot of is people reading anything or reading things that are popular. Fine, read things that are popular, but within a subject area that has direct application for you. No matter how great you are at speed reading, no matter how good you are at picking out, the useful nuggets of information in the shortest possible time in books, at the same time, you're one human being, unless you have this outsourced some way, but you're one human being that only has so much time each day to do your reading. So with that in mind, you need to really be selective over what you're reading. Simple, right? So you see some people reading books that it's a good book, it's really useful, and I'm not talking about fiction necessarily, I'm talking about books on finance and things like that. It's great, they're great, but why aren't you reading books that are going to directly impact to the positive your growth as a startup business owner? So for instance, why would you read a book on investing on the stock exchange? Even if it's written by Warren Buffett, why would you read it if your business, your startup business, does not focus on that? And I don't think people put enough thought into this kind of thing. And I think what it comes down to is, it looks cool if I'm reading this book. And yeah, it's useful information, and you should learn these things and you should read those books, but be measured in what order you're reading these books in. So go to the very top for your specific area, industry or specialty first. Read those books first. That's going to make a much more sense than reading all the great books you can think of, but really not all of them in the right order to help your cause right now. So bear that in mind. Of course you should read every day, but be selective. What are you going to read and in what order? So try and get some priority going in there. It will make a massive difference, because then all of a sudden the information you're learning is stuff that can be applied each day, rather than just stuff that's useful to know if in the future you decide to become an investor or something like that. Okay, so bear that in mind. You've only got so much time, so make the most of it with what you read. Speak to you tomorrow with the next tip.